Hi, I'm Jessica Bowles. I'm the Strategic Partnerships and Impact Director at Bruntwood. Cities in the north have got a great opportunity to make the most of science and tech that's happening within their cities. I think the best way that they can think about this is to start really focusing on what is excellent and where their real strengths are in the global marketplace. We need to recognise they're not competing against each other, they're competing in the global world. Science businesses that are operating within our cities need quite a few things to really help them make the most of the opportunities and really grow as fast as they can. And we've been thinking about this in terms of not just the space that they get provided, and clearly Bruntwood provides buildings, offices, lab space for science and tech businesses. But they also need an ecosystem and a way of networking together, being able to connect into the universities, being able to access finance, and being able to access the talent that exists that they need to fuel the growth of their businesses. So it's quite a complex picture, and we think it's really important to provide all of that in a really coherent way. So business needs are changing, and we've seen that before the pandemic and after, and particularly in their desire for flexibility. And I think cities can respond to that, partly by the way that they allocate space within them, but also having developers within them, businesses like ours that are creating a whole range of products where businesses can operate more flexibly so that they can take space, not necessarily on long-term fixed leases, but space that can be allowed to expand or shrink as their business needs change, where they've got shorter leases, where they can really operate their business in a more fluid way. And what we've also found, which I think is very interesting, is that even larger businesses are wanting to take these kind of all-inclusive packages where they don't have to worry about the basics of fitting out their space or running their space or making sure that they've got cleaning and other services into their space. They want that as a sort of all-inclusive deal, and I think that's a trend that's only going to grow. It's very tempting to just talk about cities, but we have to remember that economies are a much wider ecosystem than that, and the relationship between cities and towns that surround them, cities with each other, is really important. And we've seen this trend through the last few years of people wanting to do things more locally, and that's a real opportunity for towns around our cities to create spaces that are attractive, that people want to spend time in, come together in, spend money in, and thinking through how those towns also provide spaces where people can drop in to work and can provide space for bigger businesses to occupy that are also still connected really effectively to the city centre, and those businesses that are in the city centres is I think an opportunity to position towns differently, and we think that the debate shouldn't be about is it towns or is it cities, but how do the two work really effectively to create a strong, vibrant economy across a whole city region.